Okay, so I was gonna do a produced video, but then I was like, heck, I will just talk about it quickly. It's about the trauma that I don't really see anybody outside the small community addressing, which is with the Laoshu channel. And this is a channel you might not recognize the name, especially when I'm saying it, but do you remember seeing videos of that one black guy who goes around and he talks like every language? Well, if you remember something like that, it's this guy. Of course, most of the time you don't see him in the videos because I think he has a camera on his hat or something, but you don't see his face. He goes around, talks to people. He knows the basics of many languages, like 20 plus, probably more, from Asia and Europe and Africa and all over the place. You know this guy. So anyway, this guy is called Moses McCormick. I will just call him Moses from now on. That is what he calls himself, and I think is the easiest. And then there's Mark, his brother. And Mark, you might have seen on his videos. He does appear sometimes. He speaks some Chinese, and at least at some point, Moses is trying to teach him more Chinese. Moses, his most fluent language outside of English seems to be Chinese. He is quite good at that, both Mandarin and Cantonese. And like in the language learning community, he is quite a controversial character because he offers a learning program that people have controversial opinions about. Like, I don't know about it, I have not investigated that, so I leave that be. But what I do know about is that I occasionally watch his videos. They're a little bit repetitive, but they are occasionally funny, and they are actually good to show your friends. Not always, but usually friends will find it funny, because I also, like, when I saw it for the first time, I was like, wow, because I had no idea there really is a person who speaks even the basic of so many languages. Of course, when I watch those videos more, I recognize that with most languages he knows only a limited amount of sentences, and it's the same sentences in every language. So he has like a certain pattern that he learns in a certain language. But he is also able to understand quite a lot, at least he's good at guessing. So his haters often say that he just learns like a pattern and then he just learns it in every language. But that also takes talent. Like most people, even if they would try, they wouldn't learn like that. And it depends like what you want to do. Of course, for most people and for me too, like it is the best to put investment into only few languages, but to be fluent in those languages, both in writing and speaking, and also to try to work on the pronunciation, something I also want to do, so that you can really communicate in one language. But it also makes sense that if you, just for the heck of it, you want to learn like little bit of every language, that is also good. And for Moses, it has provided like a business platform for him. So he has this huge channel. It has 900,000 viewers, and he has had some trouble. He used to be married to a Taiwanese woman, got 2 kids, got divorced. The divorce was messy, it took years, long process. And actually he made another channel for that called Deception Stoppers with his brother Mark that I mentioned before. And you know, if you look at those, there is some like what I would call like conspiracy theory type of thing going on. But at the same time, I do recognize that especially in America, divorce court is a mess for the man and for the woman, for everybody. It's a mess, and it's difficult to try to survive that financially because everything costs so much. So his brother Mark was doing the lawyering for him. He was acting as a lawyer, acting on his behalf, helping him out. And that's nice, and they seem to have a good relationship, and Moses was seems to be making a nice amount of money from the teaching, and Patreon has like 500 dollars coming each month, plus of course the YouTube income, and especially recently it has been going up, so he seems to be doing quite well for himself. So of course to me it seemed like he's helping his brother out, who is more working on this law thing. So anyway, I see this video on that Deception Stoppers channel titled something like Moses is not well. It's the newest video. So anyway, in that video, I expect, like, is Moses ill? Does he have the coronavirus? I wasn't so kind of like worried because, you know, for most young people, if he would get corona, it would probably be not that bad. And also, you know, anything might have happened, accident, you know, whatever. But when I see it, what comes clear is that it is actually something going on between Mark and Moses, and Mark makes some claims. Basically he's saying like Moses is not eating well, he's not himself right now because of the bad influence of his new girlfriend, and later we find out it's a fiancée, and it's this woman from Ghana. I don't know if her family is from there or if she's from there or what's going on, but anyway, from Ghana background, and she goes in YouTube by Language Bay, and they have been working with Moses recently a lot, and the channel's quality, I haven't actually seen it in my recommendations, but I am subscribed, but I haven't really noticed that. But I was now checking the newer videos, and the quality has gone down, certainly. And like, you know, this Language Bay or babe, whatever woman, is obviously trying to push herself on the side of Moses. Like, we see this so many times with so many YouTubers, it's so obvious. And that does not mean that they don't have real relationship or anything. It just that means that like now they have this relationship, and now this woman also wants part of this fame. And it also happens the other way around, of course. But this is obvious to everybody. And the Mark, he makes this video, so I agree with him on that, but I'm kinda thinking like, why is he talking about this? What's going on? Like, why is he telling us this, not Moses? Like, what's going on? So, and also he makes some not so smart claims. He says that like, that woman used to work for the FBI. Okay, that could be true. I don't think, but maybe it is. But you know, FBI is not like she's necessarily a police, like, you know, like she might just be doing some paperwork, because you know most FBI employees, they're just doing paperwork. But then you can just watch for yourself, but to me it's pretty obvious. He is implying that she is working for the Taiwanese wife, so he can cause some damage with the legal things, because you know it impacts your divorce hearings if you are already together with another woman, and you know everything. So that to me makes absolute no sense. Like, Moses is not a millionaire or anything. Like, the amount of money that is being debated here is not worth it to like hire somebody from the FBI or even formally from the FBI to do something like this. That is not how private investigators work. That is not how any of this works. Like, something like that could happen, but it would only happen if he would be something, you know, bigger than this, and he is not that big. Even though he is big, but not that big. So, and then he also says that like Moses is under mind control, and that to me really is just like, okay, if you believe in that kind of stuff, okay, but I don't know. Like, I would like to think that he means it in a way, you know, not literally like mind control. Like, instead of just like manipulating emotionally, like that can be true, but some kind of like mind control stuff, no, that's not really a real thing, in my opinion at least. And he does seem to mean it in some kind of a more creative way, so I don't agree on that. And that is kind of like, especially the FBI thing. And then, you know, Moses, he made 2 videos, 2 hour, like altogether like 4 hours plus. I didn't watch all of it, but I listened to all of it. Yeah, it was quite entertaining in some way. Like, but it's mostly sad. But anyway, because they play some clips about Mark speaking, some private discussions that does not seem to be And I think they even say, I might be wrong, but I think they even say that they did not record it with permission. So they just played this stuff. And in it, Mark, he does seem a little bit of like, I'm not saying literally schizophrenic, but I'm just saying like, he seems a little bit of like paranoid type of thing. That he is, you know, he's so stressed out over all those legal problems that he is kind of thinking that the world is coming after him. You know, that happens, and especially with the corona and everything, he is kind of like, you know, too much pressure on his ass. So Moses, he does some like very brutal, disrespectful shit. Like, first of all, if you look at the videos, just look at the thumbnail. It's his brother, like, you know, only wearing some kind of boxes, you know. It's obviously a picture meant for like very much something else, and it's not something he would want Moses to put on the thumbnail and shit. And it has quotations from Mark, which are not the most positive. You know, and the language used in the private videos, there's a lot of F words, there's N words, there's every word, you know. And there is just a lot of like negative stuff that you don't want to put out there. Like, why would you talk about your personal stuff like that on the open? And it's so, and now the comments are disabled and the likes and dislikes are disabled, but there was many more dislikes than likes. There, all the comments that were there, negative. Like, I literally couldn't find a comment with more than 10 likes that was in any way positive about this thing. Like, at least regarding to Moses. Like, even the ones who support Moses, they are like, come on man, just like take this down, not a good look. And most people were just saying like, it does not look good and the woman is manipulating you. And to me it is very obvious the woman is doing some manipulating shit. And I don't remember her name. Except the language pay, something like that, the username, but her name is also mentioned. And like, I'm not saying she's like behind all this or everything, doing some Yoko Ono shit, as in the comments people say, like the Beatles. But like, just like, I'm just advising to people, like, look at those videos. It can be, if you like drama, it can be pretty funny. And just overall, like, if Moses would be smart right now, even if he doesn't want to have peace with his brother, just talk to him privately, try to like settle in some way, delete the videos, or at least hide the videos, and ask his brother to hide the video from the another channel, and just decide like, okay, we go our separate ways, but let's do like this. But of course, like, to me, like with your brothers, yeah, you know, you shouldn't do like this.